Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're talking about the emergency pantry preparedness. A couple of weeks back, I've done a video for all of you who are just starting out on your prepping journey, and I basically categorized the food products into 6 different categories. So this way you can then make a choice based on what your family likes to eat. But then I had some messages that suggested, well, what if you only have £15 to spend? Or what would be the first £15 you should spend to start your prepping journey? Well, this is my selection, guys, £15. Just to make you aware, I have been preparing myself for a very, very long time. And I cannot stress enough that my selection of products doesn't necessarily mean that would be your selection of products. But because he asked me to decide what would I spend my first £15 on, well, there we are. So now, guys, let's go through the products. So number 1 on my list is water. We know water is very, very important. It's not a huge amount of water, but in the end of the day, we're trying to fit in within our £15. So here, okay, I've got 12 little bottles of half a litre, so it makes it 6 litres total. And the price is really good. Little price is £1.79. It is handy. It's enough for you guys to be able to hydrate yourself for a couple of days. And obviously be able to boil a little bit of rice if you have to, or doing some porridge. Of course, that amount of water, it's not substantial for a long term, but nonetheless, it's a good start to have. Moving on now, right, I've chosen some porridge oats. I'm a big fan of oats, and I think everybody should be stocking them up for an emergency. Lidl's still doing the oats, 90p a kilo. And again, it is very filling, okay? This is why we're also stocking up water, so you can cook certain things like that. But 90p for a kilo, it's a very good price. Next thing, right, I've got flour. I do bake my own bread, okay? You might not, that's absolutely fine. You don't need to stock up on the flour, but this is my choice as an all-rounder. Because I do bake my own bread, I have also got some yeast at 65 pence, okay? You don't have to, because as an emergency, you can just make yourself some flatbreads just with water, just to make sure if you are pretending to keep the flour for a bit longer than its date, then do repackage this in a Mylar bag with the oxygen absorber. Right, next thing, right, on the list is long life milk. Okay, as a prepper, I do have this in a powder form as well as a liquid form, but again, for a basics of all-round preparedness for your pantry, they are a very, very good option. And I do have 6-7 months date on the top, which is really, really good. So anyway, so I've got one of those and it's 69 pence. Next thing, right? I've got acid. I've chosen vinegar because vinegar is good. Obviously adds on flavor to certain dishes, and you can use this as a preservation method for your vegetables. Very good price, 568 milliliters, and it's only 35p. So it's definitely a good thing to have. Right, now moving on to proteins and things like that. So first of all, right, I've got some baked beans. We all know, right, baked beans are great, okay, and they will keep for a very, very long time, even past the date. So price is good on them. They are currently 28 pence. So I've got 2 of them on my list. Then, right, fish. I've got some sardines. Very good for your health. Really got some nice healthy fats in there. I chose them in the tomato sauce just for a little bit of extra flavor, but again, choice is yours. They are 49p, so I've got 2 of them for our price. Next, I've got some tuna. Okay, so this is pack of 4, and they were £2.49. Again, fish is very good value for money. It stores very well, and it's very good for you. So for an emergency, to me, they are a perfect choice to have. Then moving on to our corned beef. Again, it is absolute must really for a long-term preparedness. You can buy them, you can buy Spam, you know, that kind of thing. Whatever you prefer, you can get. But I've chosen corned beef at £2 and 5p currently in Lidl. Right, next, I've got myself 2 tins of tomatoes. And again, I've picked the ones with the additional of herbs, because again, for an emergency, it's a little bit nicer to have something that's already pre-mixed, be that a little bit more expensive, but to me, it is absolutely worth it. They are currently 47 pence in Lidl. With the tomatoes, right, I've got some spaghetti pasta, 28 pence for half a kilo. Okay, it's really good if you eat pasta. Obviously, if not, then you don't have to get that. But to me, so cheap, just to chuck in the back of your cupboard and leave it there alone. Don't have to worry about it at all. Right, next, I've got some crackers. Again, this one's a rosemary, but you can choose whatever ones you want. Plain crackers, okay? They're cheap enough. Those ones were 65p, but they were on a little special deal. You can get them a little bit cheaper for very basic ones, but again, extra flavor is good. And, right, not the best thing, I know, health-wise, but we are talking about the emergency preparedness. Things you can just chuck in your cupboard and forget about it. Things like this, the chicken paste, okay? This one was 65 pence, okay? And as a quick snack, if there's no electricity, don't want to cook, whatever, quick snack. A little bit of that on top, good as gold. So next thing is tin potatoes, okay? Not my favorite thing, but they do taste a-okay, and a very, very good idea to have in the back of your cupboard. Again, you can buy the mashed potato, dehydrated potato, which is absolutely fine, and I have kilos and kilos of that as well. But those ones great for the reason of you do have a little bit of liquid there as well, okay? And you can actually pretty much eat them as they are without needing to cook. Ideally, yes, they'll benefit from cooking because it changes the texture for the better. But nonetheless, they're a very good thing to have in your cupboard, and they do have normally a couple of years on their date when you purchase them. So absolutely good choice to have. So next thing on the list, guys, is pre-done rice, okay? If you notice, I don't have the uncooked rice here, but I've got those as a selection because I think as an all-rounder, they're probably a better option because, again, they do have a very long date on them. They're already pretty much cooked, so you can actually eat them cold if you really have to. Yes, they'll benefit from a bit of a warm-up just to get the flavors going, but nonetheless, to me, they're a very, very good option to have. And that's that. This is £15. That was give or take a couple of pennies, actually take a couple of pennies. So nonetheless, right, I think this is a very good selection for a beginner prepper. Again, I'll stress this one more time. I've been preparing for a long time, and I know many people will tell me I should be adding on something that's different to this, but this is my choice. So if I honestly now go out and start my prepping journey with £15, this is exactly what I'll buy right now. So there we are, guys. I really hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please don't forget, thumbs up. It does really help the channel. Don't forget to click the notification button there and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye.